Hi, Rick. I find there are so many couples who completed EMS online or the other courses who state that they're committed to recovery and aren't fully recovered 3 or 4 years later. This is very much disheartening. It feels like you're going to put in years of time, effort, and energy only to be left disappointed that you would have been better off had you thrown in the towel much earlier. From your surveys and research, what percentage of couples feel they've healed completely after 3 years? And do they share that view 5 or even 10 years later? To me, one of the primary goals of recovery is to help a couple, if they choose to go forward, to reestablish or to establish maybe for the first time a secure connection, a secure attachment, not an anxious attachment. One of the things that happens, some people, even before the affair, had what we would call an insecure attachment. Maybe both parties before the affair had an insecure attachment. There are actually 3 different types of insecure attachments. There's somebody who's avoidant, maybe somebody who's anxious, or somebody who we would call disorganized. So if a party already had a disorganized, anxious, avoidant, dismissive type of attachment pattern prior to the infidelity, what I'm finding is that the infidelity may or may not help that relationship to go back or transform to a secure attachment. Or if there was a secure attachment, it creates, that trauma creates insecure, and they have trouble getting back to secure. I don't know percentages. There are couples, though, that don't make that transition. And I think in the past year or two doing this, I feel like trauma has been an absolutely huge piece, that when I have people still struggling 3 years out, and it's not the majority, I don't think, at all, but there are couples who are still struggling 3 years out. There's an issue with attachment. There's an issue with trauma and something else that needs to be handled. It's not just about creating safety and boundaries within the relationship. It's really about maybe remapping some neural pathways and getting couples work, and I think a lot of times individual work, and helping someone work through the anxiety and their difficulties simply with attaching with another person. So is it worthwhile throwing in the towel, as you were saying? Why even hang in there? So the other issue gets to be, if somebody's got an insecure attachment style, whether it's dismissive, anxious, disorganized, leaving the marriage doesn't necessarily bring them back to a secure attachment. They still have the same issue that they have to work through, whether it's in this relationship or this relationship, because that problem is within them. And my hope is that each individual, regardless of where they were, even before the infidelity, that this can serve as a catalyst to somehow take them to what we would call an earned, secure attachment. But that does take work, and you're right, not everybody accomplishes that. But hopefully we can do a better job of also setting out what that goal is. So you could throw in the towel at 15 months, but I don't know that it fixes the problem in the long run. If you've got one of those, if it still feels anxious or difficult, just keep doing the work. As they say in 12-step work, it works if you work it.